Tomato basil soup, a comforting and easy family lunch. Introduction. Tomato basil soup is a classic dish that brings together the rich flavors of ripe tomatoes and fresh basil in a warm, comforting bowl. Perfect for a quick and satisfying family lunch, this soup is both nutritious and easy to prepare. With its smooth texture and vibrant taste, tomato basil soup is a timeless favorite that can be enjoyed year-round. Story behind the dish. Tomato soup has a long history as a comforting staple in many households around the world. Its popularity soared in the early 20th century with the introduction of canned tomato soup, making it a convenient and beloved option for many families. Adding fresh basil to the mix elevates this simple dish, infusing it with a fragrant herbaceous note that complements the natural sweetness of the tomatoes. Often served with a side of grilled cheese or crusty bread, tomato basil soup is a perfect example of how simple ingredients can come together to create a delicious and heartwarming meal. Ingredients for the soup: 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 large onion, chopped, 3 cloves garlic, minced, 2 28-ounce cans whole peeled tomatoes, 2 cups vegetable broth, 1 cup water, half a cup heavy cream or half and half, a quarter cup fresh basil leaves, chopped, 1 teaspoon sugar, optional, to balance acidity, salt and pepper to taste. For serving: fresh basil leaves for garnish, crusty bread or grilled cheese sandwiches, a glass of chilled white wine such as Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio. Step-by-step instructions. 1. Prepare the ingredients. Begin by chopping the onion and mincing the garlic. Open the cans of tomatoes and have the vegetable broth and water ready. 2. Cook the aromatics. In a large pot, heat the olive oil over medium heat. Add the chopped onion and cook for about 5 to 7 minutes until the onion is soft and translucent. Add the minced garlic and cook for another 1 to 2 minutes until fragrant. 3. Add the tomatoes and broth. Pour the canned tomatoes, with their juice, into the pot, breaking them up with a spoon or potato masher. Add the vegetable broth and water, stirring to combine. Bring the mixture to a boil, then reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. 4. Blend the soup. Using an immersion blender, puree the soup until smooth. Alternatively, you can carefully transfer the soup in batches to a blender and blend until smooth. Return the blended soup to the pot if you used a blender. 5. Finish the soup. Stir in the heavy cream or half and half, chopped fresh basil, and sugar if using. Simmer for another 5 minutes to allow the flavors to meld together. Season the soup with salt and pepper to taste. 6. Serve. Ladle the hot tomato basil soup into bowls. Garnish with fresh basil leaves and serve with crusty bread or grilled cheese sandwiches on the side. Pair the soup with a glass of chilled white wine or iced tea for a refreshing complement to the warm, savory flavors. Serving tips: tomato basil soup is best enjoyed fresh and hot, straight from the pot. For a heartier meal, serve it with a classic grilled cheese sandwich or a side salad. This soup also makes a great starter for a larger meal, offering a comforting and flavorful beginning to any lunch or dinner. Nutritional information for serving: calories 250, protein 4g, carbohydrates 18g, fiber 4g, fat 18g, saturated fat 9g, sodium 600 milligrams, sugars 10g. Shortcuts and tips. Time saver: use crushed tomatoes instead of whole peeled tomatoes to save time on blending. Pre-chopped onions and jarred minced garlic can also speed up prep time. Make it ahead. Tomato basil soup can be made a day in advance and stored in the refrigerator. The flavors will deepen as the soup sits, making it even more delicious. Reheat gently on the stove before serving. Leftovers. Store any leftover soup in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. It can also be frozen for up to 3 months. Reheat on the stove or in the microwave, adding a splash of broth or water if the soup is too thick. Final thoughts: tomato basil soup is a comforting and timeless dish that's perfect for a family lunch. With its rich tomato flavor and fresh basil notes, this soup is both nourishing and satisfying. Easy to prepare and full of vibrant flavors, it's a wonderful way to enjoy a warm, homemade meal with your loved ones. Enjoy the classic and comforting flavors of tomato basil soup and treat your family to a meal that's as delicious as it is easy to make.
Much for watching. To not miss any further recipe or cooking plan, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you at the next yummy cooking idea.